rolling.
How we all doing tonight? We got good old Chadwick here, and then you got your good old buddy Mikey here. How we all doing tonight?
How we all
Chadwick, what
doing?
you feel like talking about today? Hit me up.
Yo, so every time we do this, today is July 2nd, 2023, baby. It's almost July 4th, Independence Day, 1776. Let's go. America's
Hell yeah, brother
foundation,
man.
America's foundation, America's beginnings. And we are that's American Meck. I'm Chadwick, and we are the Pedal to the Metal podcast, doing what we do, which is pedaling to the metal, because we're always pedaling towards that metal. Meck, every time we start off the podcast, we've got into this like cycle where you kind of starting out lately, you're the opener, and then you're like, how's everybody doing? What are we going to talk about today, Chadwick? And then I start to go at it. I'm going to throw it back at you and have you start off the topic this time. Give us something to start with here. It's
I
a
guess
tough.
you're not wrong there.
It's tough, isn't it? Is it? Am I wrong? You throwing that at you, thinking like on the spot?
No, you're not wrong, man.
Yeah,
I usually just wait on you, or
yeah.
I don't know what to talk about, or usually we discuss beforehand.
Yeah, we talk. We can talk for like hours. Once we get started, we just go. It's getting started is the hardest part. Getting started, always getting started. So what we do is we just hit record. That way we're getting started, and we are started. We've already started. Like we did the hardest part, which is hitting that start button and getting going. And sometimes that's the hardest thing, is to get started, and we already did it. We're already going. We're already live. We're already sharing. We're already we're already pedaling to the metal at this point. So let's just keep pedaling, I say,
Yeah, you're not wrong. I guess our topic could be about. Depends. What do you want to talk about? Like, give me a topic.
Yeah, topic. Okay, so you're throwing it kind of back at me, and let's talk about topics in general. How have we been? Let's talk about topics. That's a good topic. So,
Yeah, like I don't know what to think about, but
let's talk about how from where we started our podcast, like we started our podcast last year to where we are today. How we've been how we started with the topics and what we've been doing with topics, and let's talk about that with everyone and let them know, because a lot of everybody here who's listening, a small fraction of our people have been listening to us on a consistent basis, and those are what's up, and they don't really care what we say at this point because they're just listening anyways. And then there's the people who are new here, who are hearing us for the first time today, who've never heard our podcast ever once before in the past. So let's speak specifically to the new people here and make this podcast for them and let them know what we've been talking about and how we started and how we got here to where we are today with our podcast.
Well, what's the thing is about our podcast that we kind of just talk about a bit of everything. We talk about games, what's going on in the world. We talk. Yeah, we never really talk about religious at all, actually, now that I think about it. But yeah, we've talked about just about everything that I could think of.
Agreed. And currently we have our podcast up on like YouTube, and I'm considering getting on other places. So I should mention to Meck, this is actually to be our first podcast on our new YouTube channel. I've decided that I'm going to put our content on a new channel because I've been using my own personal channel, which I've had for years already. So it's like I want to keep putting my own stuff on that channel. So I should have a separate channel for our podcast. So we're going to have our own podcast channel on YouTube, and then I'd like to see us on other places like Spotify, because I know Meck actually listens to a lot of Spotify stuff. Yeah, I don't know if he's listening to music or podcasts on Spotify, but the fact that he's actually listens to it, he actually like pays for a subscription, he told me. And so
I do, just for music. Yeah. I'm a huge music listener, and I got tired of the ad, so I was like, screw it. $5 a month's cheap.
Yep. So exactly. So the fact that he's listening to Spotify means there's millions of other people who are listening to Spotify. So we need to get our podcast as well on Spotify. Hopefully we can do that. I think a lot of people do that, and it's pretty easy to do and figure it out. And it comes down to like figuring out if me and Meck are going to build this podcast and we're going to keep building it together. Eventually, we might get an audience where we do start making money, and that's the hard part because I'm the one that's like putting it
You
up
know
on all
what?
these. I'm putting it up on all these different platforms, and I'm kind of like it's more so like a thing in my mind. It's like, well, if we start making money, I want it to be so like it's easy for us to split it. It's like it becomes this whole complicated thing because if you put out a podcast, for example, on YouTube, and that YouTube video gets like money coming into it, it's like it might get $20 for the first video, and then like within the next 10 years, it might get another $100 or something. So it's like how would we pay? It's like how do I get that money? Because that money would be coming to me since I have the channel, and then I would have to get that to Meck, and it's like I want to keep it
Yeah, what you
fair.
can
I want
also
to
do
keep
if you have an
yeah.
online bank, and we can just like wire each other money, be like, all right, I got this or this one, and then
Yeah,
be like, all right, here's some money I owe him. Here's some money I owe myself.
it gets more
Be super
confusing.
easy. We just wire
Well,
it.
it gets more confusing than that. That's the easy part. Is to get the money to you is the easy part. The hard part is figuring out how we split the money because it would be like if we started getting millions of views and we got like a million views on a YouTube um, episode like this one. Say we got a million views on this specific episode that we're making right now, and because we got a million views, we get paid $1,000. So that's easy. I give you 500. I keep 500. We each get $500 from the 1,000.
Well,
But here's the hard part. 3 years from now, this video still is getting views. It could start off with a million views, but 3 years from now, it could have 5 million views on the video, and that would mean there would be $5,000. So I'd have to figure out 5 years from now, I'd be like, shit, I have to get this money. It's like this whole confusing thing. It's just it's a lot to think about in terms of like just being able to split it and make sure everybody's happy because we want to be on a win-win situation so we can keep doing our podcast. And
here's
it's like, yeah,
here's kind of what I was thinking. Like my genius idea with my dirt bike. I would just keep that, and then we would spray paint your logo or draw it with brushes and shit like that. We do like either put me in a race, get myself recognized, or we make me a stunt double. Me jumping over something stupid as shit, and being like, "Oh, I can make this." It's all about math, man.
yeah,
Like we got this all day.
yep. Heck yeah, I'm ready to see that. I'm actually like looking forward to you get your dirt bike up and going because once you do, and once you get some videos on there with your dirt bike and doing that kind of thing, then
Excuse me.
I'll be able to see what you do, and then I'll be able to comprehend it. And once I can see what you're able and capable of doing, then I'll know that we can meet up and we can make something happen. I was talking to you. I'm pretty good with video editing, so if you're on a dirt bike, I could get some good video of you on the dirt bike, and we could edit something cool together and make it kind of awesome and entertaining for everybody who's listening. Whether it's you going over
And
a
you know
giant,
me, I'm all American Meck.
yeah,
I'm literally call danger. I go out and do stupid shit on it. Whatever you want me to do, boom, I'm there. All something stupid, and I'll live.
dirt
If I
biking.
think I can hit it, I'll go for it. I might need to buy a new gear and all, but I got it.
Yeah, since we're on the dirt biking subject, can we talk about some dirt biking, something new about dirt biking that we have failed to mention to the audience, something that they need to know about dirt biking.
Well, nerf biking is one of the most dangerous actual sports besides football.
Hmm.
But Yeah, you fuck up a jump wrong, you can hurt your leg. Making a wrong turn, you can either hurt your leg or hurt your arm where you normally land on while you're dirt biking, whether you go left, right. There's always chances. That's why you wear shoulder pads.
Hmm.
With shoulder pads, I used to ride on rocks, and I went to a bunch of different crazy places to the PA.
Mm-hmm.
I remember this one time when I was 14, 15. It was on July 4th. Year, I couldn't tell you, but we went to this one racetrack going across moguls. Either called moguls or moguls.
Yeah, I know
think
what
they're
you're
called
talking about. It's
moguls.
like
Like, you know,
it's
like
like
the
bumps.
small jump or go like,
Yeah, one bump after another, kind of like that.
yeah, like you kind of do, even like snowboarding.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Is I come from a background of snowboarding and skiing and going over moguls, going down the mountain. So I'm thinking like there's just a lot of bumps that you're going over, like boom, 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 and you're trying to go
This
through
one,
them, or so. It's whatever you decide to do. But yeah, so you were keep going with that.
um, I was on my old 75cc, and usually I ride my TTR 230. I think when I was like 15 17 or whatever. My best friend's dad drove us to this place, and that's where we went to. And I was like, all right, you can ride my dirt bikes since they're bigger than me. And I have such a small 75cc, and I was doing great until it came to the moguls. And I literally ended up wiping out on my right knee. And I had black tar just like stuck straight in my knee.
Wow.
I remember coming home on 4th of July, being like, what you do to my son?
So
And I
that
was like, Mom, it's my fault. I fucked up. I was going too fast on a mogul and wiped out. She ended up taking like pliers or some shit to my knee, but like
to get the tar out.
getting all that black tar
Yeah.
hair, yeah.
Wow.
It was painful. And I
Yeah.
still kept on riding after that. I was like, nothing stops this guy.
Is this back when your knee was like better? Because I know your knee today your knee has been bothering you, but your knee was.
It was probably worse.
Oh shit. Well, yeah.
Because my
So
last two knee surgeries, they were kind of shitty. My left one still kept on popping out, and I never had a normal one that doesn't pop out.
yeah, it probably makes.
But my right one never really popped out, but my left one always did. But so luckily it was on my right one, and it still didn't hurt as bad. They were all like, "Stop, let's stop." It was like me and my best friend Tyler and his dad Frank, and Frank was like, "All right, let's stop. Let me take care of that leg." We both look at it, and not even paying attention to my leg while I'm riding. And he's like, "Shit, we need to get some water and get that healed up quick." It was just like blood just going down my leg. I was like, "Oh well, fuck. What am I doing now, Mr. Krabs?"
Yeah,
like shitty my timber.
I'd say the one thing that caught me with your story there, and what was new to me, is that I had not even thought about was you say you were wearing that dirt bikers wear shoulder pads, which is interesting to me. Like shoulder pads, I forgot dirt bikers do wear a lot of like gear when they're riding, like a shoulder pads.
Yep.
I don't know. Do they wear like a body vest or something, or is that part of the shoulder pads? It's like
they do have leg pants that you can buy and shit like that. That's why I gotta get all the equipment for it to make sure I'm safe. But no, when I was going across that, I was just wearing regular pants, no knee protecting, no nothing. Thinking, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm a god. And what happens?
Yeah, of course.
I fuck up.
Yep. So
for those kids out there that are starting to ride dirt bikes, wear your protective gear, or else you'll be crying like a pussy when you fall on pavements.
Okay.
Dirt doesn't hurt as much, but man, you know what I mean. Yet again, you fall, you get right back up, and you realize it makes it tougher. So you know what? When I used to run in my backyard, I sometimes wore no gear, except for my dirt bike boots and my shoulder pads and just regular shirt and pants. But no, buy protective gear if you really want to be a racer. It hurts like shit.
Good call. Good
If you
call.
fall.
I like that. So we did some talking here. We did our podcast. This is it? We did it. We started. See, this is what happens. Is we got started and we just started going, and we did it. Like we've already done a whole podcast here, and we're like we've done this whole thing already. We've already completed a whole segment of like something interesting and something that brought value to our whole audience there. I think everybody who's listening probably enjoyed that, especially if they're into dirt biking or if they're into learning about. We also talked about podcasting and stuff and how we're setting things up. So we had two subjects there, and we already kind of just went with the flow. Once you get started, things get easier. It's getting started is the hard part, and then once you get started, you start to flow with things, and things just come out. And that's what's been happening here. This whole thing that we're doing, and so every time we kind of stopped doing it, and we were supposed to do a drawing, and we ended up not doing it. And that's another thing that we do in our podcast is we challenge each other to do drawings, and so I'm going to challenge you to do a drawing for next podcast. Let's get back. I want to get back into that. I like to do this more than Meck does. This is actually something. It's funny because Meck is the artist.
And I like it. I just gotta get up earlier and put real time and effort into it and be like, let's do it. We were talking about like our business and see what's going on from there, and
this is what I'm thinking.
We're doing our drawings and making our own shit.
I want to see a hot sauce bottle cartoon riding a dirt bike in a drawing. That's a tough one. I know that's a tough one.
You want to? Can you repeat that?
A hot sauce bottle riding a dirt bike, like a hot sauce bottle character riding a dirt bike.
I can make that happen.
Yeah, it's tough. I know. I can just see that's a tough one that I gave you there. So
I think that'd be a good one.
Yeah.
I can easily make that happen. Right. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah, before the next podcast, let's seriously get this shit done before our next podcast, because we do this. It's like, as long as we have something, it's like this whole podcast. Once we get started, we go. And I like to do this drawing thing more than Meck does. Like I said, it just excites me to see what.
Oh no, not true.
Oh yeah.
I love showing my art.
Yeah.
I love showing what I can draw, especially to give me enough time to actually make the drawing perfect and everything. Like.
Yeah, what I also like about it is like it gives us something to talk about. When we do a drawing, it's like we have something right off the bat to talk about in the podcast. Versus, like it's like that idea comes right away. Today we were a bit slow into getting into the flow here, and when we have that drawing ready, it's like the flow comes a little bit more easy because it's like I feel like it does, and I could be wrong. It's just So. We talked about dirt biking. What are we talking about now? Let's go into another subject. Should we jump into one more subject of some type of one last challenging subject, and then make it closing for this podcast? For this podcast, or
I don't know what kind of challenges, honestly. I want you to draw me a hot sauce. With alien features.
Okay.
On.
On
a pineapple.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, let's make it something stupid and funny.
All right, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that was pretty stupid.
Hot sauce bottle on a pineapple.
Yeah, that's weird, but yeah, I'm down. I'm down for that. That sounds good.
I don't know what else to think of. I'm
Yeah,
trying to make
no,
something
that's
for
kind
you
of
to
cool
draw.
because we were. That is actually that kind of makes sense because I'm thinking you were thinking of pineapple because I remember you talked about how you like hot sauce, pineapple hot sauce at one point. In one of our previous podcasts, you were talking about pineapple hot sauce specifically. Damn, dude, that's a good one for that reason. I'd like some pineapple hot sauce because pineapple and hot sauce do mix
Yo!
well. I
I'm sorry, continue. I'll say mine after.
I'm guessing that would be hard to do is put pineapple in hot sauce and make that work because I've never have you ever had any before of that pineapple hot sauce in your life?
No, but I believe I can make some because literally all I feel like I gotta do, like what I did with my old salsa,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Is put pineapple
I
in it?
got it written down somewhere. My mom probably got it in a recipe book or something, but I literally feel like I can grill up some pineapple, grill up, I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
some kind of fruits and shit like that.
Yeah.
Make so it's real nice and tender and just grind it up
Yeah.
with a pineapple in it. And then
Nice.
hot peppers, super hot. Like I want to make ah, something good, really good.
Yeah, all
I know how
natural.
to make salsa slash hot sauce, but hot sauce I'm trying to figure out because my last one it turned out to be more like a salsa
Yeah,
than a
it
hot
did. I
sauce.
remember seeing that. We shared photos of that on one of our
And
podcasts in the past. Yeah.
yeah, that's why I got it
So,
to be
I
more
mean, it could be a salsa. You could.
watery.
Would you rather make a hot sauce or a salsa? Would you rather it be more thick like that, where it has like thick ingredients, so you can scoop stuff and like eat it like that, or would you rather have it be a hot sauce where it's like kind of more runny and like watery? Um, you know what I'm talking about? What are you thinking in terms of your hot sauce? Because maybe this whole time I was thinking when you said hot sauce, you had a whole different image in your mind and a whole different picture than what I'm thinking. So I mean, you could make
Yeah, man, you're not wrong.
you can make multiple kinds of them, obviously. But do you like the thick one,
My
or do you
mind
like?
is just like numbers going off right now. Just being like, how can I make this kind of shit happen? Like, mm.
I'd really like to see you make it. I'd really like to see you make another attempt at some hot sauce, and I should actually make an attempt at hot sauce too because you're pumping me up and you're getting me amped up to do some hot sauce myself. I could probably figure something out. Just go on YouTube and look it up. Somebody else making some, and just add a little bit of my own ingredient and change it up to make it my own somehow. That's all you got to do, right? Is like you just follow what somebody else did, and then you just add a little bit different. You do something a little bit different than what they did to make it your own. And I'm assuming that's what you're doing. Is like you learned your
Yes,
recipe from
sir.
somebody, and now you're changing it up a little bit. When you do it, you do something a little different. Um, yeah, hot sauce. That was a good topic. We're doing it. We're doing this is our last topic. We're talking about hot sauce before we close this out. So
You
let's
know
add,
what? You want to keep going for another hour? Come up with another topic, and I'll do our like and subscribe halfway through. Do two
let's
topics
let's
because
tell
we're
them
gonna have to get. Let's do it. You
let's
know,
tell them to subscribe right now. Let's just tell them everybody subscribe. Say
ladies
whatever.
and gentlemen, guys and
Oh,
girls, the ones that like to listen into us on what are we actually calling our site now? Or our YouTube thing. Or Rumble.
yeah, it'll be pedal I've got it's messed up. But yo, Rumble actually,
How about
I actually want to get us on rumble.com as well. That's going to be the new YouTube, I think, cuz Rumble is like there's no censorship on Rumble. And my concern is if we keep doing this on YouTube cuz sometimes we do get into topics that are kind of like that could get us banned,
yes.
and that's what we like to do is we like to talk about those things. We like to actually go into the dirty and the raw and the rough.
Just like see
You
what
know, we like to
happens and
yeah,
figure out
we like to
what's
break the
going on in the
rules.
world and shit.
If YouTube makes the rules, we like to break them basically. So Yeah, I'd like to get us on rumble.com and all
Hey,
these different
Mom.
places.
I know what a podcast, so please. Hi, Dad. Doing a podcast. Sorry about that, guys.
All
Continue.
good. All good, all good.
Chadwick.
All good. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking is we told them subscribe. Should we just close this out, or do you want to keep going with this? How are you feeling?
Oh, man, let's keep going.
All right.
Please like, subscribe, and everybody just continue what we're doing. What kind of other topics should we talk about? I already know what to talk about now.
Exactly.
You got anything?
We told them to
We
subscribe.
were talking about our business.
We're talking about hot sauce. We were still kind of on the hot sauce subject. If you had anything else that you wanted to mention about hot sauce, or thoughts on hot sauces, being the hot sauce person, you were thinking about creating a food truck. Are you still thinking about creating a food truck, or could you just make hot sauce and be happy with just making a hot sauce bottles without the food truck? Do you think, like, do you have to have a food truck, or can we just make, or can you just be the hot sauce guy and make hot sauce, and I also make hot sauce, and we both make hot sauces and do that? What are you thinking on that? Is the truck definitely something that you have to have happen in your lifetime?
Well, I'll tell you what. The kind of idea we kind of had going for each other. After we kind of get a store going and all that shit, and or maybe like the fundraiser idea is something. Yeah, I'd 100% want to do it, and it's a great way to get us sponsors and like all the energy drinks people. Like we get that social media. If I were to cut out a PA, bring them on a dirt bike, we just going. Yeah, we can do it.
Yeah, I like that you brought up energy drinks too, which is another. I think hot sauce and energy drinks kind of mix, because you could literally make an energy drink hot, and that's the thing that's missing with energy drinks. I think is that there's no energy drinks that have that hot, spicy taste to them. I think if we were to make an energy drink, we should add we would make an energy drink that has some like good spice in it, because I mean, I feel like that's what's missing in the market today, is that there's no energy drinks with hot flavors that make you just like scream after you take a sip of it, kind of, or something like that. Or even if it's like one of those shot energy drinks, there's like 4 hour energy drinks with like a hot sauce in it or something as well. A mix of that would be kind of something that would be cool. And I've never actually had a 4 hour energy drink or 8 hour energy drink or any of those small
I've
ones.
had those.
I heard they were disgusting. Tell me about it. What your experience is with them?
All right, I don't remember any 4. I thought they were 5, but maybe they were 5 hour. Were they like in that small little jar?
Yep.
I thought those were 5.
They might be. I've never had one, so that's why I don't know. You probably know better than me.
Yeah, I've had a few of those when I was when I was working at Giant, Pennsylvania. When
More
I
than
was
one?
get super halfway fucking tired, I just feel like, oh shit, I am so tired. It's like 2 o'clock, on my break, and I would just quickly buy. I would be like, go go go. I'm ready to go, and I'd be staying late there sometimes till 8 o'clock, throwing off the soup, and I'd be like, yo, come help me out. You'll get a nice thing from the managers and shit like that. They want to see that. And eventually the guy was like, yo man, you don't have to fill them all up. Just get as much as in there as you can. I was like, I'm getting all in there as much as I can.
Yeah.
And literally, the manager brought me in to work, was like, yo, go you for getting I can't remember his name. But I remember he was like, yo, you for getting him to help you out, getting all that shit filled in. Here's a 25% dollar off on this. Like, you just get scratch offs, you're like, $5, 25 or I don't know, whatever. It was like a scratch off. Like it's in. Go you for being a good employee.
Nice. So
That's what I miss about working at Giant.
Yeah, you kind of it's going. Who knows where that's going with the conversation? But we are talking about energy drinks, and I was gonna say I've had I'm an energy drink guy. I like caffeine. That's me. I like to be on that lit feel. I stay away from cocaine. I stay away from other drugs, and my main thing is like caffeine for that energy boost. Whether it's coffee, I had some coffee right before this podcast. I love coffee.
Did
But
I bring up drugs? I don't remember breaking down.
what's that?
Did I mention drugs? I don't remember
Yeah,
breaking that up.
there's no reason to go too into drugs. I really want to talk about is energy drinks specifically at this on the topic because I like energy drinks. Is what I was saying. Monster energy drinks. They got a lot of sugar in them, and then there's Red Bull, and then there's Celsius energy drinks. Those are the three main ones that I've been drinking